Yeah.
Fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the red, white, and blue trunks and weighs an even 161 pounds. From Charlotte, North Carolina, as a professional, 5 victories, 4 by knockout, against 4 defeats and 1 draw. Let's hear it for Eric Bam Bam Reinhardt.
This contest is Joe Cortez.
Wearing the blue trunks.
First, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the blue trunks with white letters and weighs an even 132 pounds. He's from right here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Undefeated as a professional with a record of 2-0, 1 KO. Credit, ladies and gentlemen, John, the Beast from the East, Brown. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the solid black trunks. He weighs an even 134 pounds. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, North Philly to be exact. Undefeated as a professional, 6-0, 4 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, Angel La Salsa Gomez.
My commands at all times.
So John Brown, who played 4 to his opponent tonight, and his opponent undefeated in 6, Angel Luis Gomez, out of Philadelphia. He cut and won the fight. He's got 4 knockouts in his 6 victories.
Pretty tough.
Really be a factor. And again, maybe not, huh?
No, I think was a comment directed to me, wasn't it? Now that I think about it, I think that it won't be such a big factor for Brown because his style is to get work in low and get to the body, and I think he'll be able to do that. Sometimes he can work against you too to be a little taller than your opponent.
Gomez, another fighter, seems to push his punches a little bit.
Yeah, at this stage of their careers, a lot of fighters still do that.
That's a pretty good jab.
See, now Brown should be jabbing his way in, then get inside here. That's where he wants to work the bodies. With an excellent jab and a right hand behind it. The jab is a punch he really is going to need to use here to keep Brown off him. Nice body work by Brown.
Yeah, Brown able to get inside the jab on occasion in this first round.
It's a very close round. Brown getting in and doing some good body work, but at long range, Angel Gomez is landing some big shots, like that hook there.
Gomez on occasion does get some snap into his punches, seemingly better at short range than at long range. Left hand by Brown. Not a bad first round here between John Brown and Angel Gomez. Still 4 or 5 rounds to go, and we'll be back right after this.
Gomez setting up with the jab, this right hand. It gets into the head of John Brown in a very close first round.
Yeah, for all the good that Gomez did in that first round, and he did do some things well, Brown was able to get inside and do some very good work to the body, and he starts out the second round the same way. Here you see Brown a little bit more active and a little bit more effective.
So a very, very close first round. You can see that that one could go either way, though.
many times, though, we've seen body punchers, I don't want to quite go to the extent of saying be penalized, but maybe just not be noticed as much.
Not get the credit for a lot of those shots. I guess probably the one fight that I can remember of all time that I've seen live where a body puncher got all the credit he needed to get and should have gotten was Kenny Norton against Jimmy Young. I bet Kenny Norton landed 5 or 6 shots to the head of Jimmy Young in that fight. Still ended up winning the decision. Many people booed it, thought it was inappropriate. I thought it was right because Kenny Norton just tattooed Young's body and clean shots throughout the whole fight.
You gave that first round to Brown, and it was largely just on what we talked about, the fact that he was effective to the body, and he's being exactly the same way in the second round.
Primarily, that's true. And those numbers, those punch profile numbers that we saw reflected are based upon the fact that those body punches were counted by Logan Hobson and Bob Canopio doing the punch profile.
Brown doing some good work here.
He's not coming up to the head a little bit. You know what John Brown does really good? He really moves his head coming in. He's got a style where he needs to do that, and he does it.
Gave a right and took a right that time.
A lot of slapping going on though with both these punches. Look at how clever Brown is. He's not easy to hit.
Making Gomez missing.
Good body work. Now at least 3 or 4 of those punches land.
Chopping right hand to the head too. Brown having a very good second round here.
He is indeed. And this crowd really into it here at Trump Castle. They're enjoying this action here in the ballroom.
Seconds remaining in the second round. This fight really starting to follow a pattern, and the pattern is being dictated by the shorter of the two men, John Brown.
Well, John Brown was nailed with this left hook in the last round by Gomez, but Gomez didn't get too many of those hooks in on him. Brown was able to avoid those coming in a lot.
So Brown, despite the second look at Gomez's shot, still, at least to our eyes, leading this fight.
And that would indicate what we're talking about. In that second round, Brown throwing a lot of punches and landing 39%, which isn't too bad, but when you throw that many, you're going to win a round.
John Brown should have some local support here. He's from Atlantic City. That was a slip, I believe. That was a slip.
Brown did land to the body, but it certainly didn't do enough damage to put him down. Brown is a pretty clever defensive fighter. Covers up when he needs to. He slips.
Throwing some very good shots now. And a left hand by Gomez, and that is not a knockdown either.
Well, I don't know why everybody's slipping so much on this campus tonight, but they are.
That one was actually a little closer to a knockout, I thought, than the other one.
Yeah.
Knockdown, I should say. Neither man was hurt in any case.
Work on his left hook. He really needs to shorten that punch up and get more leverage into it. I think Angel Gomez, if he had this fight to fight over again, would like to land his jab a lot more.
Yeah, he started early in the fight. He started to use it a little bit. Since then, not so much.
It hasn't been that effective for him, really.
cuts in with a right hand and then gets out. Fighting this round a little more at Gomez's range. Took a right hand from Gomez, but came right back.
Not much on those punches. Ooh, good left hook to the body by Brown.
Little exchange of words. One of those, oh yeah.
Don't get excited. Don't get hit up in the air. I want tunnels.
Tough round to judge.
Very tough round to judge. Maybe the toughest so far of the fight.
Okay, when you're inside on him, John, when you're inside on him, don't stand in front of him. Get your shots off and turn around. Don't back too far. Take one step back and turn around with your head low. Turn to one side.
We're going to get a chance to look at this again, Alice. The first one. Second one, I beg your pardon.
That's where Brown was kind of pushed down, and I think looking at it in retrospect, it definitely was a push.
Inside. Suck it up. You got it anytime. Suck it up.
Both hands up, chin down.
This fight is still apparently there for the taking for either man.
I think it is, and I think that, but for Angel Gomez, he's going to have to start dictating the way this fight is fought. Stay on the outside, get the jab and the straight right hand. Not let Brown get on the inside, as he's been doing for a great part of this bout.
Take a look at the jabs through the first 3 rounds on our punch profile.
That's pretty revealing. Gomez should be winning the battle of the jab for sure if he's going to win this fight. Instead, it's Brown winning it. Neither man real effective with the jab. It's a very revealing and interesting statistic for this fight.
Brown, of course, just uses it as a way to get inside. Gomez, I would think, would have to rely on it a lot more. And your card after 3 rounds shows Brown ahead.
Well, speaking of revealing statistics, I don't know if that one is or not, but yeah, I made the last round dead even. And I'd give the first 2 to Brown. Do you realize when that score comes up, in bars all across America, people are only seeing that score. They don't even hear what we're saying about
That's right.
That's probably the gospel to them, and then when it turns out all different at the end, they say, well, what's wrong with those guys? Why'd they put that up? Clubbing right hand by Brown. The number of punches that Brown has made Gomez miss is really staggering. It'd be interesting at a certain point to see the overall percentage of punches landed by Gomez. It can't be real high.
Brown continues to do some good work inside. And a big left hand there by Brown. Came up with it. Caught Gomez. You're seeing what you pointed out before, Brown's ability to get inside, hit, and not be hit.
Yeah, he is a very good defensive fighter, much better than you would think just if you really didn't pay attention to what he was doing.
Brown not being quite as aggressive in this round as he has been in the past, but still might have done enough to win it. We'll be back. Round number 5, Barry Tompkins with Al Bernstein. We're at Trump Castle in Atlantic City. Our punch profile of total punches through the first 4 rounds shows Brown being both busier and better.
And look at how inaccurate Angel Gomez is. 26%, that's really not a good percentage at all. He's missed a lot of punches. Over there, he got a good right hand into the body, but what does Brown do? He comes back with a double left hook.
And again, a perfect example of what we were talking about. Brown blocked Gomez's right hand and came back with the right hand of his own. And Brown now comfortably in front as we see it. Notice how I use the collective we when I agree with you.
But when you don't, it's Al's scorecard.
That's right.
Yeah. I think he's winning these rounds. Why we won, I made even. But he's landing a lot of punches, a lot of body shots. And you made the point earlier. Sometimes people don't seem to get full credit for body shots. We'll see at the end if this goes to a decision.
A little bit of blood from alongside the left eye of Gomez. And as we mentioned, I'm almost certain the last time we saw him was a fight he fought on a card that we televised here on ESPN. I don't believe we had him on the air, but I seem to recall him cutting.
Yeah, I think you're right. He did come back, weather that.
Blood seems to be from the inside, alongside the nose.
Oh, work at it, come on.
A lot of punches landing on the arms by both men at this point. That right hand was caught mostly on the glove of Gomez.
You know, John Brown is like just this much away from being a better fighter. If he could just get more body into his punches, turn on them a little bit. There it was. That's the way you want to turn on that left hook.
That punch hurt Gomez.
Yeah, and it was the best one he's thrown.
Remember, this is only his third professional fight, so here's somebody you might jot down in a notebook someplace.
And only 21 years of age. He was went to the Nationals 4 times in the Golden Glove, so he had some amateur experience.
Coming to the end of the 5th round. 1 round to go. Brown and Gomez. We'll be back.
This is really this fight a microcosm. We will see the left hook landing, and that came really after Angel Gomez had missed a shot. So Brown making a miss, then making him pay. A phrase my friend Gil Clancy likes to use.
Just to give you an update on the cut that you mentioned over Gomez's left eye. It really isn't much worse, but there is a little bit of swelling. Being as that this is last round, I don't think it's going to have any effect on the fight.
See, all those punches were slapping. A couple of them landing, and that's fine. And in fact, a warning from Joe Cortez for backhanding to John Brown. You can see that I have Brown winning handily at this point. It really would be hard for me to imagine it being much closer than that, but it could be.
We're again talking about a body puncher and a guy who fights inside against a classic jab counter. Continues to fight the fight that he wants, that is inside.
And he's landing many more punches. Not everything's landing, but a lot of those punches are getting there. And Angel Gomez could be in danger of seeing his undefeated record go by the wayside.
Won his first 6 and won 4 of them by knockout. But number 7 may not be so lucky.
He beat a pretty good fighter, Lyndon Walker, his last time out in August.
clash of heads there. Five punches by Brown. Not hard, but all there.
Gomez misses 2 more, so that tells you where this fight is headed.
Well, a pretty good fight here in this 6th-rounder between John Brown and Angel Gomez. And when we come back, we'll have the decision. Don't go away.